All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get into some things? Let me set my motherfucking clock. All right, you are. What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. We got to get into some things. Ciao. It's a mess. It's a mess. We're going to talk. And I promise you, this video, I'm going to talk, but we're not going to talk with emotion. We're just going to talk with facts and logic, okay? So here's the thing. Today is Cardi B's birthday. She turned 31 today. Shout out to Cardi B. She didn't have a party today, but happy birthday, Cardi B. We love you here at the show, at the Armon Wiggins show. We support you. We love you. We live for you. All of those things. Happy birthday, okay? I sent her a text. I don't know if she's still up or asleep or whatever, but happy birthday, Cardi B. Now, but on her birthday, her friend Jason Lee does an interview with DJ Academics, and it has some clips released about, Cardi B apparently getting beat up by AlI. So seemingly confirming that the knot on Cardi B's head from Harper's Bazaar 2018 incident where she threw the shoe at Nicki Minaj did in fact come from AlI. Now this is a big deal because if you remember in the past, Nicki Minaj came out and said that AlI beat Cardi B up. Cardi B came out and said that that was a complete lie. Nicki Minaj said that she had footage of the tapes, but they were never released. So we never knew what happened. But in this interview, Jason Lee seemingly confirms what happens and almost kind of doubles down on it in a sense. I'm going to play all the clips and audio for you, but I'm just kind of setting the scene. All right. Now, apparently this interview was shot a few weeks ago, but I know someone that has done an interview with Academics before. Shout out to Malaco Grams. And when they do interviews with DJ Academics has a time frame of when he puts the interview out, and when the interview is coming out. So I thought it was very interesting that the interview clip didn't quite release. The interview didn't quite release on her birthday, but the day before her birthday. You know what I'm saying? And prior to everything going viral and everything, happening, Jason Lee put on Twitter that he doesn't remember what they talked about in the interview, but he's sure that he will be going viral. I have that tweet too. So I just want to let you guys know where we're at with it, right? So the internet is frying Jason Lee up because they're feeling like Jason Lee is not a good friend to Cardi B. He can't be trusted. Why would you go and say that? Now you have to take into account what he says in this clip. He pretty much called AlI and to get her and Nicki and Cardi, and he was going to bring Cardi to the table because at that time him and Rob were cool. Now Jason tries to double back later on and say he heard some things on the internet, and that's what he said. But no, in all actuality, you heard it from AlI that she had hit Cardi B, and you believed that. And that's why you put it out. So let's get into it, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So I just wanted to lay you the scene. So that's what's happening today. Jason Lee pretty much exposes Cardi B. The Barbs are running with it because they're saying that Nicki Minaj never lies. Cardi B is a liar. And Jason Lee exposed her. And Jason Lee being the one to expose her really matters because they are, quote unquote, best friends. Yet Jason Lee was just on the Breakfast Club saying nobody replaced Nicki Minaj with Nicki Minaj. Prior to that was begging T.S. Madison to piece it up with Nicki Minaj. Jason Lee does a lot of weird things if he doesn't feel like you're giving him any engagement. But I'm gonna give you my opinion on all of that in a second. So let's start from the let's just start from the beginning. Let's just pull it up. Hold on. Let's pull it up. Let's start from the beginning. So y'all can get.
I'm like, yo, let's get them all. That's your girl. That's my girl. Let's all get on the phone.
AlI's like her goon, right?
But I didn't know AlI was the one that had punched Cardi at the party. So I'm trying to
Cardi got punched
at the Harper Bazaar party when she had the knot on her head.
I thought she just got hit with a shoe or something like a
no, like she was going at Nicki and Rod jumped in on that.
Right. So you see how he doubled down on that. We're gonna rewind it because you knew what you said.
But I didn't know AlI was the one that had punched Cardi at the party. So I'm trying to
Cardi got punched.
So you found out from Riley
at the Harper Bazaar party when she had the knot on her
I
head.
thought she just got hit with a shoe or something, like a
No,
fucking
like
rip.
she was going at Nikki and Rod jumped in on that.
No, she was going at Nikki and Rod jumped in on that. So you're doubling down on the fact that Riley punched Cardi B.
Oh, I didn't know all that was happening. So when I called Rod to piece it up,
You knew that was going. Yo, you're Jason Lee.
no, listen, people give me more credit. Like your boy Joe when I dropped that Tahiri interview. Everybody think on his birthday.
Hold on.
If you remember, so when that happened,
Ironically, the same interview happened and you're dropping this mess on her birthday before you even gave her a shout out or a happy birthday or a post or a like or anything.
I called.
Okay. So that's what he said. Okay. I'll start there. So then these clips start surfacing.
Really beat Cardi's ass bad. Like really bad. And I'm not trying to, and I'm not trying to be messy. You went home and told people that security hit you. And we let that lie continue because of legal reasons. I told Ra, don't tell anyone you hit her because I don't want nobody trying to sue me. Because they're going to come to the person with money.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you went home and told I guess you had to look like a gangster in front of your friends and your family and da-da-da. I get it. Ra beat you so bad that I was mad at Ra. Like, Ra, I'm talking about the punches was so hard in your head that I was mad at Ra. I'm like, yo, why'd you know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck?
Wow.
You that you was mortified, that you was humiliated.
And this was Cardi B's response back during that time.
Saying that I got ragged by Riley when there is so many footages of that night, every single angle, and where am I getting ragged at? Why would I be here sitting in line like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, knowing that the next day there's gonna be so much footages of that same night? And second of all, how you say that I was the wild animal, that I attacked you, that you was mortified, that you was humiliated, playing the victim, but now you're the gangster. You need to pick a side. Do you want to be the victim or do you want to be the gangster? You lie so much you can't even keep up with lies. First you're saying that you got the footage, your cameraman got the footage, but now you're talking about you want to pay somebody $100,000 if they give you the footage. Yo, makes sense when you talking. I thought you was the victim. I know what there's footage of. You standing on the wall talking about, I'm standing right here. Miss Chung Lee, the street fighter. This is my thing, Nicki Minaj.
Okay. Now, Jason Lee starts getting trashed and dragged because it's like, why would you do that on her birthday? So Jason Lee tweets, don't take me answering a question with what I've heard on the internet as a fact or confirmation. Well, first of all, sir, now all of a sudden, don't take what you say on the internet, what you've heard. Aren't you a blogger? Don't you spill the tea? Don't you give? Isn't that your whole brand? So now you're saying you're not a credible source. Is that what you're saying? So you knew you lied on the Queen. You knew you lied on Wendy Williams, but you got all the butthurt and mad about that stuff. So do we believe what you say or do we not believe what you say? Because are you just regurgitating what you heard off the internet? Or are you the tea spiller? Are you the king of the internet? Are you the girl with all the tea? Which one is it, babe? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. So now you're saying, don't believe you answered a question with what I've heard on the internet as a fact or confirmation. Well, you should do your research before you start doing interviews speaking on huge cultural moments, especially that involve your friend, your best friend. How are you the tea spiller? How are you the king of media? How are you the king of the internet? And you don't even have your news right. And you're doing an interview talking about something that you don't know what's going on. That don't even make no sense. That makes zero sense. Because that's BS. You knew what you said. You knew what you were doing. You knew what you were implying, and you knew what was going to happen. But anyway, wasn't there and have said multiple times, we don't talk about them people. I was giving the recount of what I heard. You shouldn't be giving a recount of what you heard. You should be knowing the facts, right? If I'm wrong, not the first time. Clips aren't context. Oh, girl, please. She's full of it. So then she goes on her. Now, mind you, look at this time. The time is 8:14 a.m. I want you to know that, right? That was at 8:14. So she didn't know anything. But I also want you to look at, you see the date on this one more time. You got to pull out dates with girls like her. 8:14 a.m. at 10 on 10/11. She wrote that. But at 7:15 a.m. on 10/11, she posts, I can't remember everything we talked about, but I'm sure I will go viral. Y'all keep believing this woman if y'all want to. This is what he said before it got hot. This was all planned. You knew exactly what you said, because a whole hour before this, you were posting this about going viral. Imagine that. Imagine being that thirsty to go viral for a moment at the expense of your friend. Because every interview you do now, if it's not Karen Civil, it's Nicki Minaj. That's the only way you're going to go viral. So you have to attach something to Nicki Minaj. Wendy Williams, that thing is gone. That ship has sailed. So now, at this point, now you're getting desperate. So it's like, okay, let's just start. Let's throw Cardi B under the bus. I was going to play the audio of what he said on his platform, but it's a bunch of BS. I guess I'll play it just a little bit.
Interesting. I see this at the top of my list. I wanted to go ahead and get something out right now. Everybody knows I don't run from controversy, but I know that I'm trending right now on Twitter because a clip from the DJ Academics interview that I did went out. I did a 3-hour interview with one clip has come out that get me. I was recounting my issues with Nicki, and in there, Academics, who's never interviewed me, started asking me lots of questions about the trajectory of the beef with Nicki Minaj. I was doing my best to try to recount it time frame by time frame. And the reason why I did that is because I believe everybody in hip hop listens to DJ Academics. And although I've talked about this ad nauseum, which I'm so sick and tired of talking about the issue. And after today, I just, the whole Nicki Cardi thing, I'm not even going to get into outside of news popping up on Hollywood Unlocked. I talked about the fight that they had. He asked me if I was there, and I told him no. And in recounting it, I said what I believe I had heard online. I've said many times in many interviews, me and Cardi do not talk about Nicki Minaj. We don't talk about the petties. We never had a conversation about the fight that they were in at Harper's Bazaar that's been widely reported. We've seen it all over the internet, all over the news. And I said what I thought I heard on the internet at the time, that AlI had hit Cardi, and I said it with confidence because that's what I heard online. I didn't know that was what Nicki said. I didn't know that Cardi had said something different, and now I'm in the middle of this whole drama as if I intentionally went out to shade Cardi B or whatever. Let me be very clear. I love Cardi.
Okay, so you did. You wanted to go viral. That was your whole intention, and you used Cardi B. You want to go viral at Cardi B's expense. You don't really have much that you can go viral for. Anything attached to Nicki, and then you will go viral or add Cardi B in the mix. That is it. Let's just be very clear on that. But here's my thoughts on this. Jason Lee is a complete joke. But at some point, my biggest question is Cardi B, are these celebrities afraid of Jason Lee? Are people afraid? Because it's given like they're afraid of Jason Lee. Because Jason Lee is nobody's friend. Okay? Jason Lee is all about himself. Everybody that falls around is around him for the most part end up leaving, quitting, falling apart. From employees to friends to associates. You know, I know a lot of people think that Jason Lee is just so connected and everybody lives for him out here. A lot of people just deal with Jason Lee. More people that I run into in this city tell me that they don't like Jason Lee. They just appease Jason Lee. I know more people that can't stand Jason Lee more than I see people say, oh, I love Jason Lee. He's such a great guy. Most times I meet people that say, oh, I know Jason Lee. They're like, he gets on my nerves. I can't stand him. Honestly, I'm just working with him just to keep it, either get paid or I'm just in and I'm out or I'm waiting till I get an opportunity to leave. That's most 99% of the 99.9% of the conversation, if I run into anybody in the city that has remotely came into proximity with Jason Lee, most of them are like, I don't like Jason Lee, but I be around for XYZ. So I'm like, well, are these people maybe afraid of him? Because Cardi B, this is very, very dangerous. The way that it comes across is that he has some information on you that you don't want to get out, because I just couldn't see how a man is sitting here making you look crazy on your birthday. He was just on the Breakfast Club saying, nobody replaced Nicki. Nicki replaced Nicki. Then you had T.S. Madison on his show, trying to, trying to beg her to get a Nicki Minaj interview. There's a slur of things that Jason Lee has done in the past. Amongst those things, telling me not to really trust you. So it's just a lot of things that he's done. Outside of Cardi B, Jason Lee, you have to be very, very careful with, because Jason Lee is that same person that was mad at Wendy Williams when he realized that he wasn't going to, get that Wendy Williams seat. He started trashing Wendy Williams for a little bit. And then that time where he felt embarrassed that Wendy Williams said that she was getting married, then it came out that that story wasn't true. Then he released the audio of Wendy Williams talking to him, which Wendy Williams had no clue that she was being recorded. But at that moment, he didn't mind exposing his friend at the time, because he was being dragged on the internet because he had already been caught lying about, the Queen dying. And so Jason Lee, I think a lot of these celebrities get afraid because, they get comfortable. He does have his hands in a lot of pots, and, he can be the type of person that can be like a gnat that doesn't go away. You know what I mean? Get on there and start crying and whining and nagging and try to move slick and slide behind the scenes. And who knows? Maybe you've gotten on the phone with him and you've said some very colorful things, and you never know. Jason Lee's the type of person that he has a recording of it, because at some point he'll use it against you. See, Jason Lee is really fighting because, he is not where his peers are. He's still trying to age backwards in, how is that? Make up for lost time that is never coming back. And instead of growing up, it seems as though he's still looking for validation from celebrities and friends and family and mommy and daddy, instead of just realizing that, listen, you don't have to, just be lit, do you, be dope. But you don't have to try to chase this thing. You've had it already. People know you. If you're going to happen, you're going to happen, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like, Jason Lee, you've been on Basketball Wives. You've been on Love and Hip Hop. You've been on the Wendy Williams Show. You've been on Miko, Bingo, Clubhouse, StationHead, AMP, Breakfast Club, Hollywood Unlocked, Revolt. Girl, if you're going to pop, you would have popped already. You're here. You're as far as it's going to get for you. And so at this point, stop trying to chase these viral moments at the expense of some of your actual friends. And to me, that's what I feel like this is given. I feel like maybe Cardi B didn't do something. Maybe she's not been responding. And so this is his get back at her. And I think that she has made him feel comfortable in feeling like, oh, she won't cut me off, or she won't try me because I got this, that, and the third. At this point, Cardi B, the best thing for you to do is say, girl, put it out so I can be done with it. Because this is crazy. This is embarrassing. And then to get up online and apologize as if, oh, I didn't know. It was just whatever, I heard, it was something that I heard. Yeah, but you knew you were going to go viral. The deal is done. Nobody's listening to that AMP radio show. Ain't nobody over there. That show is getting canceled. Ain't nobody over there, so ain't nobody heard you apologize. But the world heard you say that she got hit in the face by AlI. Ain't nobody listening to you over on AMP. That's partially the reason why the shit is getting shut down anyway. Nobody listens. No one cares. So you apologizing there means nothing. You said what you said on that platform, and you knew what it was going to do, and you wanted it to do that because you feel like, oh, I could just apologize and clean it up later because you don't want to go viral. And that's the crazy part. You're like chasing this fountain of youth and validation when it's just like, girl, you've arrived. What are you chasing? It's really unfortunate. It's really, really sad. I think Jason Lee is a friend to nobody. I feel like Jason Lee is a complete narcissist. Jason Lee is a hurt inner child as well, and a very ugly, nasty, dark person. There's people around town that says that Jason Lee talks to them like they got crap on their face. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time want to be mad when you check him. So it's crazy to me. Cardi B, I wish you luck. Hopefully you never told that man something too deep because he's probably got it recorded. And the thing is this, if he does have some information on you, tell a nigga to put it out. Deal with it and move on, because you need to really watch your back around people like that, because that's not your friend. That's not your friend. Jason Lee will do whatever he can do to stay relevant in his eyes. And maybe that's because, he's not where his peers are. The people in his age group are far more successful than he is, that are in the same space. So perhaps he's still feeling like he's battling, competing, and he still needs the validation from celebrities and this, that, and the third because of whatever issues he's had. I don't know. But to get on a platform and embarrass this woman like this today and then just try to apologize about it like it was, an accident, it's crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that Jason Lee did this on purpose? Do you think that it was fair? Do you think that we're overreacting? Or do you think that Cardi B should cut Jason Lee off? And do you think that Jason Lee can be friends to anybody but himself? I personally, I've had encounters with him, and I've seen how he talks to his staff, his team, people that work for him, and people around him. He's very nasty. Jason Lee is one of those people who have came to Hollywood and literally that's all they have. So that's where their validation lies, because they don't really have any true sense of family. So everything has to lie into a who's who and who's my friend and how much money I have and what I need and what access I have. And, unlike a lot of these other people, I don't give a shit about Jason Lee. He does not scare me at all. I could see Jason Lee today and won't blink. I've seen Jason Lee around town and I don't budge. I don't give a damn. Jason Lee puts no fear in my heart. So I don't understand why these celebrities or these people are afraid of him. Bitch, put it out. Put it out so I don't have to deal with you no more. I feel like a lot of these people end up dealing with Jason Lee not because they want to, but because they have to. They feel like they have to, because he will become a nuisance. He'll be annoying. And they feel like they don't want to deal with that. But at some point, just let him put it out. Deal with it so you can move on, because he's going to keep having these these tantrums like a child. And eventually all your tea is going to get poured out anyway, because he slowly but surely pours your tea as you piss him off. He slowly but surely will pour your tea. That's some big tea. So those are my thoughts on that. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, keep that same energy. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Peace out. Uh-oh.